Greetings, classmates and Dr. Flores. Welcome to my presentation for Unit 8. Directions I understood for this week's course project is to explain the steps in this project, the rationale behind it, and the solution I have proposed, and the steps that must be taken to complete the IS development. Okay, there is a couple of approaches to do discussing the traditional life cycle and the rapid ones. My selection is to discuss traditional life cycle versus rapid development, which is called RAD as well, and the pluses and minuses of both by giving you two different examples of a traditional approach and um, and the rapid approach. Well, which one is better? It depends on the project. If you do a traditional life cycle, then you have a total control of what you are doing. And in the rapid development is quick. However, in rapid development, we purchase the software, and that software development company sort of has a control of it. So let's go back to the traditional approach, and there are 6 steps of it. In this system development, the analysis of the systems are done first, and feasibility studies as well. There is this is where the problems are identified and solutions are proposed, and requirements are established. And in the system, the second phase is a system is designed, and this is where we would identify and design all of the specification required for that IS. In the third phase, we would do the programming, and I'm talking a traditional approach where you start everything from scratch. And programming is usually done in the house, or if you don't have enough programmers, they could be hired. This is where the designs would be coded from scratch. After that phase is completed, in the phase 4, we would do a testing and retesting until all of the bugs would be eliminated. And the number 5, we would do a conversion. This is where user training and documentations are done, and so on. And then when we are done with all that, in the step 6, which is the phase 6 and the last phase, we would put the system into production. And my recommendation, and from my experience working with traditional approach, is that we would do it if we would in today's world do an enterprise level approach. We would select probably a state or a region to start one at a time, so that we could again test to make sure that there are not any deficient features or modules left, and that would not perform as expected. Traditional approach is the oldest, and it is most used when, again, you will design a system from the scratch. The downside of that is that you have to finish one phase before you can start another, and it could be very costly. And if you do not have a staff in the house, it would be a problem. It will present a problem. We did that. We used the traditional approach back in middle of 80s into early 90s at the company I worked for in Connecticut. And we were, well, the president of the company said that we were not producing and as quickly as other companies do, and we were losing money and we need to do something. So they switched from UNIVAC or Unisys system at the time to IBM. And personally, I know it was a very time-consuming project, and the cost was excessive. It took us several years to convert, and many people lost a job at the end of that conversion. Apparently, IBM Systems that was acquired was a price tag was something like a $9 million. Okay, so I have a lot more to cover. I'm going to continue to the rapid application approach. I was part of the project at Hertz Corporation, and they wanted to add the revenue to the company by adding the insurance replacement systems to the car rental systems. We purchased software from a company in Massachusetts, and they took a control of that development part. We took a year to re-engineer the existing systems, but there were many problems. They did not involve the users, and a lot of the stuff was deficient, and we were fixing it for the following several years that I worked there. Okay, so those are some of the pluses and minuses. What if I would recommend a system in any of the project that I talked about in the last 7 units? I would think that the prototyping would be a good solution when we are uncertain on what to do. And how does it all start? How are we sure which system to select? Okay, when a company has a vision for something new, usually the president of the company passes the vision down to the middle management, who starts to assign the people who are something like a business analyst to do perform analysis and on the systems, and the solution is decided based on those analysis, the feasibility study, and so on. And the other way is when an existing system is not producing or doing what it's supposed to do, we may select a short solution, which would be a rapid solution. And hopefully I have given you enough information required for this project. And thank you for listening and for viewing my presentation. Bye.